Welcome back to Silver Narratives. Today, I'm about to give you something I never got in school, college, or from any book, a real, step-by-step system to take control of your life. Not motivation. Not hype. Not random advice. A blueprint that, if you follow it, will turn your brain, your habits, and your actions into unstoppable power. Imagine waking up every day knowing exactly what to do, seeing progress every single day, and building a life most people only dream about. Stay with me, I promise you, this will change everything. Step 1 is understanding how your brain works. Before you change anything in the outside world, you must understand what is happening inside your brain. Your brain is not designed to make you successful, it is designed to keep you safe from failure, embarrassment, discomfort, and anything new or scary. That's why when you try to change your life, start a business, learn a new skill, or take a risk, your brain says, "Stop, this feels dangerous," and it sends you fear, doubt, laziness, and anxiety. You think something is wrong with you, but it's not. Your brain is just trying to protect the old version of you. The good news is that your brain can change. It works like a machine and repeats what you feed it. Every thought is a signal, every habit is a command, and every emotion comes from past patterns. If you've been telling yourself "I can't do this" for years, your brain believes it, but what was learned can be unlearned. That's where your power begins. For example, a person who has never exercised might say, "I'm lazy" or "I'm not the gym type," but if they start walking for just 10 minutes every day, even when it's boring or hard, their brain slowly changes. After a few days it feels easier, and after a few weeks it becomes part of who they are. This is not motivation, this is science. It's called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself through action. This is the key, because most people wait for motivation, but achievers do not wait for motivation to show up. They understand that motivation comes and goes, so instead of waiting, they train their brain the same way a soldier trains their body. A soldier does not train only when they feel excited or confident, they train every day. In the same way, successful people take small actions daily, even when they feel tired, bored, or unsure. When you do this, something powerful happens inside your brain. Over time, your brain learns, "This is who I am now." That is how consistency is created. That is how confidence grows. And that is how real strength is built. It does not happen by thinking differently first. It happens by acting differently again and again until your brain accepts the new behavior. Your brain must be trained like a muscle, like a skill, and like a habit. This kind of training does not come from watching more videos or listening to more speeches. It comes from taking small, focused actions every single day, especially on the days when your brain tells you to stop. That moment, when you act anyway, is where real change begins. Step 2 is deciding what you truly want and writing it down until it feels uncomfortable. Most people never achieve their goals because they never make a clear decision. They live in confusion. They wake up and say things like, "I want a good life, I want success, or I want happiness," but these ideas are too general. Because the goals are unclear, the brain has no direction. The brain cannot work with confusion, it only works with clarity. When there is no clear goal, the brain chooses comfort, and that is why many people stay stuck for years. It is not because they are weak or untalented. It is because they never chose a clear destination. Life rewards people who decide clearly, and it ignores people who stay confused. Deciding does not mean dreaming about a better future someday. Deciding means choosing something specific with a clear time limit, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. For example, I will build a strong and disciplined body in the next 12 months, or I will develop a skill that earns me money on my own, or I will completely change my life before this year ends. This level of clarity sends a strong signal to your brain. When your goal is clear, your brain starts working for you instead of against you. It begins to filter information, notice opportunities, and push you toward action. But when your goal is unclear, your brain relaxes, delays, and looks for escape. That is why writing your goal down is so important. You must write it every day, not once and not only when you feel inspired. Writing is not a motivation trick. Writing is a command to your subconscious mind. When you write the same goal again and again, your brain understands that it matters and that it is serious. Imagine two people, one keeps their goal only in their head, and the other writes it down every morning and every night. The first person forgets and reacts to life. The second person remembers and controls direction. Over time, the person who writes their goal becomes powerful because the goal becomes part of their identity. And identity controls behavior. You will never perform better than the image you have of yourself. When you write your goal daily, you slowly change that image. You stop thinking, I hope I can, and you start thinking, this is who I am becoming. That shift alone can completely change your life. So today, don't overthink, don't delay, and don't analyze yourself into inaction. Sit down, take a pen, and write exactly what you want. Use simple words, clear words, and honest words. Then write it again tomorrow, and the next day, and again, until your brain has no choice but to move you toward that goal. That is what a real decision is. That is power. And that is how achievement begins. Step 3 is tracking inputs, not dreams. This step is what separates people who only wish from people who actually achieve. Most people track results. They ask, am I successful yet? Did I win? Did my life change? And when the answer is no, they quit. But successful people do the opposite. They track inputs, because results are not fully in your control, but actions are. And when actions are repeated every day, results come automatically. Think about a farmer. A farmer does not dig up the soil every morning to see if the crops are growing. He does not panic after a few days. He waters the soil, removes the weeds, and protects the land. Every day, he focuses on what he puts in, not what comes out. And one day, the crops appear, not because of luck or magic, but because of consistency. Your life works the same way. When you only focus on results, you feel frustrated and impatient. But when you track inputs, you feel calm, focused, and in control. Inputs are the daily actions that move you forward. They are the hours you spend learning, the time you spend practicing, the effort you put into building something, and the discipline you show when no one is watching. Stop asking yourself, did I succeed today? Instead ask, did I do my work today? Did I show up? Did I practice? Did I take one small step forward? If the answer is yes, that day is a win. This mindset removes anxiety, because your happiness is no longer tied to results. It is tied to effort, and effort is always in your control. You must write your inputs down every day, not to show anyone, not to post online, but to build respect for yourself. When you see proof of your effort on paper, your brain understands, I am serious. I am not lazy. I am moving forward. And that creates real confidence, quiet confidence. Most people feel weak because they have no evidence of effort. You will feel strong because you will see your effort every day. Small actions written daily turn into powerful confidence over time. One day, you will look back and realize you didn't change overnight. You changed because you showed up every single day. That is how lives are built, quietly, slowly, and powerfully. Step 4 is learning how to use your 24 hours the right way. Time is not different for anyone. You have 24 hours. I have 24 hours. A billionaire has 24 hours. A homeless person has 24 hours. Athletes, scientists, parents working multiple jobs, students with nothing, they all have the same 24 hours. So what creates the difference? Why does one person build a life of strength, impact, and confidence while another person only watches, scrolls, complains, and waits? The answer is not luck, intelligence, or opportunity. The difference is how they treat time. Successful people treat time like it is sacred. Others treat it like it is disposable. Most people do not lose their life to death. They lose it to distraction. That is the biggest problem of this generation. People wake up and immediately grab their phones. They spend hours watching other people live their lives instead of building their own. They reply to messages that do not matter. They fill their minds with content that adds nothing to their life. Then, at the end of the day, they say, "I didn't have time today." That lie is dangerous, because time is the only thing you never get back. Not 1 second, not 1 hour, not 1 year. When time is gone, it is gone forever. If you truly want to achieve something in life, you must treat your 24 hours like a battlefield. Every day is a fight between building your future and losing it to distraction. To win that fight, you must divide your day into 4 clear zones. The first zone is build time. This is the time you use to build your dream, your business, your skills, your body, and your mind. This is sacred time, and it must be protected seriously. No distractions, no multitasking, no noise. If you spend even 2 to 4 hours a day in this zone and do it consistently, your life will change faster than you expect. The second zone is learn time. This is when you feed your brain with real knowledge. Reading, studying, watching educational content, thinking deeply, not entertainment and not drama. School does not teach you how to build a meaningful life, so you must educate yourself. Just 1 hour a day spent learning about mindset, emotional control, money, productivity, and thinking skills will slowly separate you from most people over time. The third zone is maintain time. These are your daily responsibilities like work, family, cleaning, and commuting. These tasks are necessary, and you should do them well, but they should not take over your entire day. Stay efficient and focused. Do not turn a 1-hour task into 4 hours of stress and confusion. The fourth zone is kill time. This is the most dangerous zone, where dreams slowly die. Endless scrolling, watching without purpose, gossip, and procrastination that looks like I need to relax. You do not have to remove this zone completely, but you must control it. The more time you spend here, the less future you will have. Be honest with yourself. You will face distractions. You will feel tired. There will always be noise around you. But understand this one truth and your life will change forever. Success is not about how much time you have, it is about what you do inside that time. If you only have 2 free hours a day and you use them to learn, build, and grow consistently, you will become unstoppable. But if you have 10 free hours and you waste them scrolling, complaining, and wishing, nothing will change. Write down your full 24-hour schedule. Remove unnecessary time wasters. Design your day like a system. Follow it with discipline. Track it, improve it, and master it. Because time is your battlefield, and every hour is either a weapon that builds your future or a wound that destroys it. The choice is yours. Step 5 is protecting your focus like a lion protects its cubs. This may sound uncomfortable, but it is the truth. Your focus is being stolen every single day by your phone, by apps, by notifications, by other people's opinions, by news, gossip, and noise, and most of the time, you do not even notice it. You are not lazy, and you are not stupid. You are distracted. And this is what most people never understand: focus is not about intelligence, focus is about protection. You must guard your focus the same way a lion protects her cubs. Imagine a mother lion with newborn cubs. If danger comes close, she does not hesitate. She attacks, she roars, and she risks everything. Why? Because those cubs are her future. Your focus is your future too. If you do not protect it, your future will be destroyed quietly, while you are busy looking at a screen. Now think about your focus. Your focus is also your future. If you allow distractions to come close, they will slowly destroy your future while you are smiling at your phone and thinking everything is fine. This is how brutal and silent the process is. Every time you switch tasks, your brain needs time to adjust again. Even a short distraction, a quick scroll, a fast reply, a short video, cuts your focus in half. It breaks your flow, weakens your thinking, and lowers your intelligence in that moment. Neuroscience proves this clearly. The human brain was never designed to multitask. Multitasking destroys depth, clarity, creativity, and memory. And when you lose those things, you lose everything. You lose momentum. You lose confidence. You lose time. And slowly, without noticing, you lose your dream. That is why protecting your focus is not optional. It is survival. To protect your focus, you must create a daily deep work block. This means at least 1 full hour where nothing is allowed to enter your world. No phone, no messages, no people, no background noise, only you and your mission. This single habit can increase your productivity more than any app, tool, or shortcut. Use airplane mode hours every day. Choose 2 to 4 hours when your phone stays on airplane mode or in another room. At first, this will feel uncomfortable. Your brain is addicted to dopamine, notifications, and stimulation. But if you stay consistent, something powerful happens. Your nervous system calms down. Your mind becomes clear. You feel peace, control, and strength again. You also need to remove low-quality people from your life. You cannot stay focused if you are surrounded by drama, negativity, gossip, and confusion. You do not need many friends. You need silence, stability, and vision. Anyone who constantly distracts you from your purpose is stealing your future, even if they do not mean to. Another powerful tool is building a focus trigger. This is one small habit that tells your brain, it is time to focus now. It could be lighting a candle, putting on headphones, closing your door, opening your notebook, or sitting at the same desk every day. After some time, your brain will automatically enter deep focus when you do this action. You should also keep a distraction list. When you are working and a thought enters your mind, reply to this message, check that thing, do this task, do not touch your phone. Write it down on paper and return to your work immediately. Handle it after your focus session ends. Remember this truth: the world does not care how focused you are, but your future does. And if you do not protect your focus now, one day you will look back and realize you had all the potential in the world, but you sold your attention for nothing. Focus is not a talent. It is a defense system, and today you must activate it. Step 6 is belief. Belief is not a feeling. Belief is a skill that you train every day. Many people say, "I can't do it because I don't believe in myself." They talk as if belief is something magical that appears one morning when you wake up. But that never happens. Belief does not come from motivation, luck, or waiting. It comes from action. It is built, trained, and earned. If you do not train belief, you will always feel weak, unsure, and small. Think about a child learning how to walk. The child does not wait until he feels confident. He stands up, falls, cries, and tries again. Each fall hurts, but after enough attempts, his brain learns, "I can do this." That is where belief comes from, after action, not before it. Now think about someone who wants to speak confidently in public. They say, "I will speak once I believe in myself." But that day never comes because they are waiting for belief instead of building it. Now imagine another person who says, "I am scared, but I will speak in front of 2 people anyway." The first time, they stutter. The second time, their hands shake. The third time, they survive. By the 10th time, they improve. By the 50th time, they look back and say, "I believe in myself." That belief was not a gift. It was a reward. You do not need belief to begin. You need discipline to begin, and belief will follow you. To build belief like a skill, start with small actions that scare you. Do not jump into the fire, but stretch yourself slightly every day. Each small win teaches your brain one powerful message: "I can handle this." And over time, that message becomes unshakable belief. Speak even when you feel shy. Start the project even when you do not feel ready. Post the video. Try the business. Begin the book. Do it while doubt is still in your chest. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is action in the presence of fear. Every time you act while feeling uncomfortable, you send a strong signal to your brain that you are serious. This is how belief starts forming. The first rule is to create evidence every single day. Every action you take becomes proof to your mind. Proof that you are moving. Proof that you are not avoiding. Proof that you are doing what most people are afraid to do. Over time, this evidence changes how you see yourself. You stop seeing yourself as someone who wants and start seeing yourself as someone who does. The second rule is to speak to yourself with power. Stop saying, "I hope I can." Stop saying, "Maybe one day." Start saying, "I am training. I am learning. I am becoming." Your brain listens to your voice more than anyone else's voice. The words you repeat inside your head become commands, not opinions. The third rule is to celebrate small progress. After every win, even a small one, pause for a moment and say, "That was me. I did that." This simple act trains your brain to see success as normal, not rare. When success feels normal, confidence becomes stable, not emotional. The fourth rule is repetition. Repeat the process again and again until belief turns into identity. This will not happen in one day or 1 week, but one day your brain will quietly say, "This is who I am now." And when that moment comes, you will stop asking, "Can I do this?" and start saying, "Let's do this." Stop waiting for belief. Belief is not hiding somewhere. It is built quietly, in the shadows, through small, brave actions done daily. Like a seed growing under the soil, belief grows silently until one day it breaks through as confidence, clarity, and strength. Step 7 is learning to repeat boring things until they become powerful. This is where most people fail, not because it is hard, but because it is boring. People start strong. They feel motivated. They feel excited. Then the excitement fades. Day 5 feels dull. Week 2 feels slow. Month 3 feels repetitive, and they quit. Not because they cannot do it, but because they misunderstood success. Success is not exciting. It is not loud. It is not made of dramatic moments. Success is built from quiet, repetitive, boring actions done with discipline, focus, and patience. Boring is not the enemy. Boring is the path. When you make peace with boring, you become unstoppable. Think about someone who wants to get fit. They go to the gym. Day 1 feels great. Day 3, the body hurts. Day 7, no visible results. Day 14, the mirror still looks the same, so they quit. Now imagine another person. Same gym. Same pain. Same slow progress. But they return again and again without complaining. They do not expect magic. They simply repeat the boring process. One day, the mirror changes. The body feels stronger. The mind feels sharper. People ask, "What's your secret?" But there is no secret. Only repetition. What looks boring to the world is building power inside you. The same rule applies to everything. If you want to master public speaking, speak again and again. Record yourself. Watch it. Improve. Repeat. It will feel boring, but one day you will speak with confidence and control. If you want to build a business, you will repeat the same marketing, the same systems, and the same work daily until it becomes natural. If you want discipline, wake up daily, write your goals, follow your habits, and track your actions, even on days when you do not feel like it. Because greatness is not built by intensity once. It is built by consistency forever. The difference is simple but powerful. Average people chase motivation. Achievers repeat boring actions until those actions turn into power. Motivation is emotional and temporary. Discipline is quiet and permanent. If you wait to feel like it, you will always be behind. But if you train yourself to act without negotiating with your feelings, you gain control over your life. That is the real system. First, identify the boring action that builds your future. It might be working out, writing daily, studying a skill, making cold calls, practicing a language, or repeating the same routine again and again. Do not avoid it. Do not delay it. Own it. Create a fixed time block for it every single day. Treat that time like a non-negotiable appointment with your future. Do not argue with yourself. Do not wait for the perfect mood. Just show up. Attach meaning to the boring action. Tell yourself, "This is boring to others, but to me, this is sacred. This is not punishment. This is construction. This is how lives are built." When you connect purpose to repetition, the action stops feeling heavy and starts feeling important. Track your streaks. Mark every day you show up. Do not break the chain. Each day you repeat the action, your brain becomes stronger, more disciplined, more focused. Fall in love with the act of showing up, not just the result. The result always comes later. But the real victory is consistency. Repetition is the language of greatness, and boredom is the doorway to mastery. Do not run from boring. Walk toward it calmly. Smile at it. Repeat it. While others chase excitement, you will be building strength. One day they will watch you rise and wonder how you did it. But you will know the truth. You simply did what they were unwilling to do. Step 8 is tracking your progress like a scientist, not like a dreamer. Stop guessing and start measuring. Most people move through life blind. They work hard, but they do not know what is working. They feel stuck because they cannot see progress, even when progress exists. Guessing creates confusion. Tracking creates clarity. And clarity creates momentum. Success is not only about effort. It is about feedback, data, truth, and measurement. If you cannot see where you started and where you are now, your brain will assume nothing is changing, and that destroys consistency. Think of two people trying to improve their body. One looks in the mirror every day and feels disappointed. The other tracks workouts, weights, energy levels, and takes progress photos every 2 weeks. After a month, the second person has evidence. Stronger lifts. Better stamina. More discipline. That evidence fuels confidence. Not emotion, not hype, proof. The same rule applies to business, skills, confidence, and focus. If you want growth, you must measure. Track how many actions you take, what works, and what fails. Failure is not information unless it is recorded. Here is the system in simple steps. First, define exactly what you are building. Fitness, income, skill, mindset, language, discipline. Be specific. You cannot measure something vague. Second, break it into trackable inputs. Ask yourself, what daily actions actually move this forward? Track actions, not hopes. Third, write it down every day. Writing creates awareness. Awareness creates control. Fourth, review weekly. Look at your data honestly, without emotion. Improve what works. Remove what does not. Fifth, trust the process. When progress is tracked, motivation becomes unnecessary. You are no longer driven by feelings. You are driven by facts. When you can see your effort on paper, your mind stops lying to you. You stop saying, "I'm not improving," because the proof is in front of you. This builds calm confidence. Silent confidence. The kind that does not need validation. Tracking turns chaos into order, confusion into direction, and effort into results. This is how achievers move faster, not because they are smarter, but because they can see clearly. Don't trust your memory. Memory is emotional. It bends, it excuses, it forgets. Data is honest. Numbers do not lie. That's why tracking is critical. Create a habit tracker, a journal, a calendar, a wall chart, anything that makes your progress visible. When your brain sees your effort laid out in front of you, it begins to respect you. That respect turns into confidence, into momentum, into proof that you are serious. Step 4, review weekly. Don't just write and forget. Look at the numbers. Where are you winning? Where are you wasting energy? What should you double down on, and what should you eliminate. This is how improvement happens with precision. Step 5. Celebrate progress, even the smallest increments. 1 extra hour of focus, 1 more workout, 1 more conversation. 1% better each day compounds into massive change over time. Track it. Celebrate it. Repeat it. If you measure it, you can improve it. If you ignore it, you will lose it. Goals don't need more motivation, they need more awareness, reflection, and clarity. Tracking like a scientist removes the fog from your path. It shows exactly where you are, what to do next, and why you're winning, even when the results feel slow. Most people avoid this because it is quiet. It is slow. It is boring. But it is exactly how champions are built. So today, build your tracking system. Let the world guess. You will move with proof. Step 9. Don't tell everyone your plan. Build in silence. Show in strength. Most people share their dreams too early and get doubt, criticism, or worse, silence. You say, I'm starting this business. I'm changing my life. I'm transforming myself. Instead of support, you get laughter, unsolicited advice, reminders of past failures. Slowly, the fire inside begins to shrink. Not because the dream was weak, but because it was spoken too soon. There is power in silence and danger in premature announcements. Think carefully. Every time you speak your dream out loud, your brain gets a dopamine reward. It feels like progress. It feels like achievement. But it's fake. Talking is not building. Announcing is not acting. That dopamine creates a trap. You start chasing attention, approval, and validation instead of focusing on daily work. The more people know, the more pressure you feel. The more fear creeps in. The more your vision becomes fragile. That is how dreams quietly die. The solution is private progress. Build silently. Train in the shadows. Study quietly. Let your improvements do the talking. Let results speak for themselves. Think of a seed underground. It grows unseen, unheard, unnoticed. And then one day, it breaks the surface. Strong, beautiful, unshakable. That is your journey. Keep your goals sacred. Keep your discipline private. Work daily. And when your results are undeniable, you won't need to explain anything. The world will ask, how did you do it? And you will smile. You already know. You didn't talk. You acted. Every day, without fail. Step 10. Be the teacher of your own mind. Your inner voice controls your life. Every action, every fear, every excuse comes from it. If you do not train this voice, it will sabotage you silently, without warning. If you do train it, it will guide you with unstoppable force. Your mind is the battlefield. Your thoughts are the generals. Teach it well. Command it. Build strength, discipline, and belief from the inside out. Become unbreakable, not just for success, but for survival, for peace, for mastery of your own life. Your brain, your focus, your actions, your habits, your private work, your tracking, your repetition, your inner voice, they are the system. Follow it daily, rigorously, without compromise. And slowly, quietly, powerfully, you will become the person capable of achieving anything. For most people, that inner voice is not a teacher. It is a bully, negative, fearful, weak. It whispers, you're not good enough. You always fail. Others are better than you. Why even try? Stay safe, stay comfortable. And because people rarely question this voice, they obey it. That is why so many live small lives, not because they lack ability, but because they never learn to lead their own minds. If you want to achieve anything, you must become the teacher of your own mind, not its victim. That means you don't automatically believe every thought, you don't obey every emotion, you don't let fear decide your future. You observe, correct, and retrain your mind daily. Like a strict but loving teacher with a student, you train the wild horse of your mind. If left unchecked, it drags you into fear, laziness, distraction, and regret. But trained patiently with discipline, repetition, and awareness, it will carry you wherever you choose to go. Every day, your mind produces thousands of automatic thoughts, based on fear, survival, or past patterns. If you don't intervene, your future becomes a replay of your past. Mental leadership means catching those thoughts. Ask, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Is this fear real or imagined? Is this excuse protecting me or limiting me? And when a thought is weak, correct it calmly, like a teacher correcting a student. Imagine two people fail the same important goal. The first hears, "You failed again. You're useless," believes it, and quits, their life shrinks. The second hears, "That didn't work. Let's analyze, adjust, and try again," acts, grows, and expands their life. Same failure. Different teacher inside the mind. Here's the system: catch the thought, pause, observe, and say, "This is a thought, not a fact." Question it: is this 100% true? Is this helping me move forward? Would the strongest version of me believe this? Most negative thoughts collapse under this scrutiny. Then replace the thought with action-based truths. "I can't do this" becomes "I am learning how to do this." "I'm not ready" becomes "I will get ready by taking action." This is not fake positivity, it is mental discipline. Reinforce it with action. The mind listens to action more than words. Act despite fear. Stay disciplined. Teach the mind who is in charge. Review yourself daily. Ask, what did my mind do today? Where did it try to escape? Where did I lead it? Daily reflection builds awareness. Awareness builds control. Control builds power. Master this, and you no longer break under pressure, quit during failure, rely on motivation, fear opinions, or get lost in chaos. You become calm, clear, focused, dangerously disciplined. You stop saying, "I hope my life changes," and start saying, "I am changing my life every day." Confidence, success, peace, discipline, strength, they all live on the other side of mental leadership. Not motivation, not talent, not luck. Leadership of your own mind. When you can lead your thoughts, you can lead your actions. Lead your actions, and you can lead your habits. Lead your habits, and you can lead your destiny. At that level, no failure can stop you, no opinion can break you, no delay can defeat you. You are no longer controlled by the world. You are controlled by purpose, awareness, discipline, and yourself. You now hold the blueprint, not motivation, hype, or temporary fire, a complete system. Follow these steps seriously, daily, consistently, and your life will not remain the same. One day, you will look back at this moment and feel proud, because this was the day you stopped reacting to life and started leading it. And that, in every sense, is how you achieve anything. Now here's the truth: most people will never do this. They wait for motivation, they chase excitement, they talk about dreams, but they never act. You have the blueprint. You have the system. You have the choice to lead your mind, master your habits, protect your focus, and grow your belief every single day. Start today. Track your progress. Repeat the boring things. Build silently. And one day, the results will speak for themselves. If you want more life-changing strategies like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join me here at Silver Narratives, where we turn wisdom into action. Remember, the world doesn't reward hope, it rewards discipline, courage, and daily effort. So go, take your first step today, and show yourself what you're really capable of.